this one. Off top tippy, no planning. Here we go.
Yeah, what you got?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world-renowned Free Ballers podcast with Alex and John. With Alex, myself, and John. What's up, John?
I am with John, and I'm here with Alex.
Yo. Yeah, man, I was like waiting to start for a minute because I caught like the tail end of Dallas versus Indiana.
Okay.
That was just happening here on the final evening of February 2023, the year of our basketball lord.
Bill
Russell,
LeBron
probably.
James, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say Bill. I always go with Bill.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It is Bill because he's, RIP, no longer with us.
Yeah, I go with Bill, man. 11 rings, dude. Like, what's the argument? If everyone talks about rings, like, I hear it come up all the time when the load management debate of like, well, it's because the narrative has shifted to where like all we care about is rings and like no one cares about the regular season. It's like, well, isn't Bill Russell like clearly the GOAT, like by far? Like,
oh yeah. If you're just talking about rings, he's got more rings than fingers. You know, it's that's too easy.
Yeah, he's getting like prosthetic fingers attached to his hand to put rings on him and shit.
Oh man, Bill Russell out for 1 to 2 weeks to add a finger.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just watching Dallas versus Indiana. It's been fun to watch Dallas recently, just for the kind of juicy, little spicy tension of like
it has train wreck potential.
Exactly.
That's
and like
why.
you know that like sure, like they did their thing with Dirk, and I'll always respect them for that, and they got that chip. And it's like, but other than that, they're not exactly like a destination franchise, and they don't necessarily win often like in free agency. Like dudes tend to pick other places to go. And now they're sitting with what could be on any given day the greatest basketball player walking the earth, eventually.
Luka?
Yeah, eventually. At some point that could be very true.
Mm-hmm.
If not, and in random moments of the day, it could be true. And then, you want to keep, when you got a guy like that and you're on a team that isn't necessarily a destination, you want to keep him happy. You don't want this dude to be like, I can't win with these cats, and like try to leave.
Sure.
And so them trading for Kyrie is very risky. Train wreck potential for sure. And so
I want to just drive through the regular season safely, but that's an accident that I just have to turn my head for if I see it on the side of the road. Like if I see the Dallas Mavericks on the side of the road, I may get into a car accident myself just from breaking my neck to look at it.
It's true. Like the Lakers might not make the playoffs because they were looking at them, and they're just going to fucking crash and burn into the side, into the shoulder there while they were watching Kyrie and Luka go 1-5 now as a duo. Kyrie won some games before Luka came back, but 1-5 now that they lost this game tonight. Kyrie took an attempt to win the game there and he missed it. Yeah, I don't know. I think like just to be like fucking boring and just like realistic, it costs so much to get Kyrie that I actually do think that Luka and Kyrie together is pretty awesome. Like their offense is pretty dope, but
sure.
Like they lost all their role players. They lost like Dorian Finney-Smith. They lost guys that like play defense, and you can't just get two dudes and then like stick them together with like Elmer's glue and bubble gum and shit, paper clips.
It's if we're gonna stay a little boring there for a second, honestly, you're asking Dallas to have two guys on the team that are both ball dominant, and so they need to have the ball in their hands, and so maybe they just haven't figured it out yet, but I don't think they will, to be honest. And also, well, you know what? Yeah, Mark Cuban, I wasn't going to say this, but Mark Cuban will just, as soon as he sees that anybody that previously had a headline around them is available, he's like, I'll take it. Like he's the first to jump on any sort of all-star caliber player being available and wanting out of another team.
Oh yeah. And he, like, I get it too, because it's like what I was saying, they don't go there on their own,
right?
You know, so he's got to do
that. That is your point. I guess I just backed it up. Yeah, he has to, because Dallas isn't like a place where people really care to go. He has to like get them to go there. He has to trade for them, basically. Yeah.
And so now he's facing the situation where like he may have to make the decision of like whether or not to pay Kyrie, you know, even though this is looking a little dicey so far. But personally, I think it ain't gonna happen now. That they would need to add some players in the offseason, like some support role guys. But that's not how it felt when they made the trade. When they made the trade, it was like, oh shit, they're like, all of a sudden they're like the new favorites, and everything is like, no, let's calm down, everybody.
I mean, if I'm a Dallas fan, obviously I'm excited, because who knows, maybe Kyrie decides to make this the place where he's not going to cause another mess.
For sure.
And so he's like, I'll stick around here. I'm going to retire. Even if he says that, I still wouldn't trust him. But a few teams have been burned before. So, if I'm a Dallas fan, I'm excited because he's only in his early 30s, I believe, and still has the talent. So, I mean, if he like does some like complete 180, believes the earth is round,
respects Jewish people.
Yeah. Then maybe this is a good thing for Dallas. But well, you said 1-5. It hasn't started out well, but that doesn't mean it can't pick up.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's early. It's just fun to watch because it's like they're down by 2. There's like 20 seconds left, and they're 1-4. And they're feeling the weird, awkward like pressure of like that they just made the move and they got to figure it out. Luka was balling out. I mean, both of them are awesome. I just think they need some more role players in there and stuff.
I mean, they need a bench that can give them a rest without, you know what I mean? Like when one of those guys comes out, or if both of them have to come out, they need like a bench that can come in and basically score for. I guess you and I just said the exact same thing in a way. So yeah, they need role players. Yeah.
No, for sure. Interesting tidbit from tonight. They were playing the Pacers. The former coach of the Mavericks is now the coach of the Pacers, Rick Carlisle. Mm-hmm. And
Ball Jim Carrey,
basketball Jim Carrey. And he had like, it was kind of weird to me because he's a very respected coach, and he left a team that had Luka Doncic, and that's always going to be kind of weird to me. And they asked him his thoughts on the combo of Luka and Kyrie, and this man literally said, nobody's going to want to play with these guys. Okay, no, never mind. Actually, he actually said nobody's going to want to play these guys. Nobody.
Oh, okay. That's
a big difference.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But I wanted him to say no one's going to want to play with them. But no one's going to want to play them, which is like, okay, I guess I wouldn't want to play them, but
no, I mean, well, at any moment they're like a team that can win because they just have good talent, but they have to gel together too. So
yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. And
speaking of teams giving up a lot to get a big guy, same situation with Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll have KD debuting, and we'll see what they can do. It's nice that Booker and Chris Paul are healthy, and they picked up I think they picked up Terrence Ross
from Orlando.
Yeah, they're gonna be, we might see some more guys get bought out. Well, I guess today we saw Dragic get bought out, but I guess that was it. But that's another team that's a little thin outside of those star guys.
Chicago. I'm losing track of Goran Dragic.
Yeah, Chicago bought him out.
Okay.
Chicago recently signed Pat Bev from he got bought out from the Lakers or wherever they traded him to, bought him out. And Patrick Beverly basically put Dragic out of the rotation. He's getting pretty old. I expect Dragic to sign with Dallas. That's my prediction.
Oh yeah,
because he's long. He was like Luka's mentor pretty much.
They're both Slovenian.
Yeah, and they wanted to play with each other in the NBA for a while, but it's never happened. I don't think Dallas would sign him if they had better options, but they're so thin as a team, like it couldn't hurt.
Bodies.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. If they didn't, I would be like, wow.
But I feel like Dallas is always in that, like, that's a Mark Cuban team, basically. They're always just like, man, well, we don't really need this person, but we'll get him. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really like think through stuff. He just kind of acts, which is like, standard, like, businessman wants to like jump on an opportunity, but he doesn't think about it in like basketball terms. I'm not saying he doesn't understand basketball, but I feel like I wouldn't have been quick to add Kyrie to my team with Luka as my top guy. So yeah, but I don't know.
Exactly. I know. Could just and it's not like they were doing terrible.
No.
And I mean, I guess they did lose Brunson, so he's kind of like the Brunson replacement.
Kyrie?
Yeah, but it just sucks that they had Brunson plus all those other guys that they had to get rid of to get Kyrie. So,
I mean, I guess in his defense, they were kind of middling out again. You know what I mean? They're just like, right now they're sixth in the West. I don't know where they were before that. Maybe they must have been a little bit higher if you said they were 5.
Yeah. I think they were like fourth or something. And, even though they lost Brunson, they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. I think a lot of people forget. And so it's it was a ballsy move. We'll see how it plays out. But I'd rather be Phoenix. That's for sure. I'd rather be fucking Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and KD than those guys.
But they're I don't know. I mean, they seem like they're both two teams in the same position. But I mean, I could be wrong.
I know. We'll see.
Nobody can fuck with the Nuggets. Like nobody can mess with the Nuggets. But like, the Nuggets do this all the time, and then they get to the playoffs and lose. So I can't have an opinion on them. Yeah, I can't have an opinion on them. It's like time. If there is a year for them to do it, it's this year. Like to get to the finals, I feel. But it's gonna be tough, man, because the Clippers are pretty scary. I wouldn't want to play the Clippers. I guess the only thing they don't have going for them is their experience.
The Clippers?
I don't know what's going on with my shit, but no, I'm not. Does it still sound like that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
I can hear what you're saying.
Yeah, we'll see. It's time for Denver to like really do to get to the finals at least.
The Western Conference Finals, or are you talking about NBA Finals?
I'm talking the NBA Finals.
Wow, that's I mean, they're at the top of the West, but man, I feel like the West just improved a lot. I mean, I've never. I mean, I guess in our lifetime, we've never seen them. Actually, that's a good question. What's the farthest Denver's been in the time that like you and I have been alive? Like, like how deep have they gone in the playoffs?
For like just off the top of my head memory, I want to say that when they had Carmelo, they went to the Western Conference Finals one time, and that's the farthest I've seen them go.
That's so?
Yeah, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Free Ballers Nation, all 7 of y'all.
You know what? You know what? This podcast is going to be brought to you by ChatGPT. I'm going to use that to instead of Google to look up random bits of information we need to know.
Real, you guys can't tell, but this is actually all ChatGPT. If you're listening to this, you've actually been in a suspended animation since this started. Your whole life in reality is ChatGPT, and you had no idea.
Yeah, this is like an alternate reality Free Ballers podcast. Like I'm actually Alex, and the other voice you hear is actually Jon. It's just like it's a quantum realm. It's a whole thing. I mean, we'll get into it, but
yeah. See, what people don't realize is that LeBron has been angling for the Lakers to sign ChatGPT this offseason. And oh man, y'all are not ready for that.
LeBron's doctors right now are typing in how to fix a 38-year-old's ankle into GPT.
It turns out ChatGPT is just Kawhi all time.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but the West, pretty close too. Pretty close. After the, I guess like number 4 through 10 is like 2 games or something like that. If you want to take it all the way to like 11, damn, yeah. Honestly, there's only 2 teams in the West that don't have a chance, and it's the Spurs and the Rockets. And all the other teams
to make the playoffs at all.
Yeah. Like, right now, outside of the play-in, you got well, if I'm looking at it, I don't know. I mean, this could be slightly off or like a day or 2 old, but Blazers, Lakers, Thunder, not in it right now. With you got your T-Wolves and Pelicans in the 9-10 like play-in area. And that only leaves the Spurs and the Rockets. Like, so yeah, that's kind of wild. We'll see what happens out there. I think on the East, the Celtics are clearly the best team.
No, not anymore. The Bucks just went ahead of them. Bucks are number 1.
The Bucks just went ahead and they took the best record, and they're on a crazy winning streak. I think it's like 15 games. But I still think the Celtics are the best team. Just because they went to the finals last year, you gotta give them credit.
I mean, they still have Giannis. They still have like their own big 3 of Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Middleton. So they're still like scary. Like if it's another, the Celtics and Bucks feels like the series last year was like exhausting, absolutely exhausting. So yeah.
Yeah, personally, I think those are the 2 best teams in the whole thing. Easy to say dumb. That because I think they have. No, what?
Okay. No, about that. ChatGPT. By the way, the Nuggets made to the conference finals in 2019-20 in the COVID Disney NBA season.
In the bubble.
They played the Lakers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Damn. We're so good at this. But, that didn't even hit right though. Like either way, it's not like they suck all the time. Like they've been good. They've been good. So it's like if I'm a Nuggets fan, I don't even care anymore about like whatever round. Like no, like it's time to go to the finals. Like Jokic,
I'm with you. Yeah,
2-time MVP. The team looks good. The team is strong around him this time. I think it's time to go. It's time to go.
No, they're in win now mode for sure. Like it's not like Jokic is getting old, but he's not getting in better shape. So that's his decision really. But no, I mean they should be in win now mode. I mean, just like the Bucks, just like the Celtics. I would say the Grizzlies are kind of in there too. I mean, this is the highest I've seen them in a while. Shoot, the Kings really. I thought the Kings would have done more at the trade deadline, to be honest. But
the Kings are awesome. That's been like one of the funnest things of teams of the season by far.
I wouldn't want to face them in the playoffs
for real. I don't want no parts of that beam.
I was gonna give the OK award to the Sacramento Beam, just because.
That's it. Yes.
Sarcastically, just because it's like the lamest celebration thing I've ever seen.
It's kind of it has to win at this point. I can't see anyone else taking that award away.
No, it's they just shine a light into the sky. But that's cool. Whatever. Do you, Sacramento?
Yeah. Who knew that like egregious waste of electricity was like all you needed to propel your team to victory.
Go corporations once again.
Yeah, for real. There's like entire villages with no power and shit. They're like they're fucking blasting a beam into space and shit.
That beam could have fed like a whole town in some like third world country.
For real. Shit. Timberwolves are just like, we got the beam at home. Timberwolves got like a laser pointer. Shit. Why them? I don't know. I just arbitrarily chose them.
No, it's funny. That's a really good team for that joke. Like, Mom, can we stop off and get a beam from McDonald's? We got beams at home. It's a fucking laser pointer.
For real. It's like a bootleg one too. It's not even like a real laser one. It's just like a little LED.
So is it spelled with a Z, Lazer?
Yeah, no, the Kings have been really fun. Aaron Fox is awesome, but I think my favorite King is Sabonis, man. I really liked his dad when I was a little kid, because Shaq was like such a spectacle to me as a human. It's crazy to see Arvydas Sabonis. This man made Shaq look small and had game, but because of politics and this, communism versus capitalism and the Cold War and shit. Yeah. Like, he wasn't able to come to the NBA until he was already a grandpa. Basically, he was pretty old. It would have been interesting to see him have a career like how his son is having. And Sabonis averages like 6 assists or more, like a game, like that's awesome.
I think he's leading the league in rebounds, to be honest.
Oh man, yeah, he deserves he deserves a lot of respect for this season he's put together. That's for sure.
Yeah. Arvydas Sabonis was Jokic before Jokic came into the league. Like the guy he's a big man who could like pass and like throw some hook shots, throw some crazy hook shots down and stuff.
Hell yeah. You don't need no fucking beam. But the beam is doing good for his son though. I'm sure he appreciates the beam and his son. But yeah. I think the Celtics and the Bucks are the two best teams in the whole shit. I give the nod to the Celtics just off the fact that they made it to the finals last year. But also, if you ask me who am I like the most terrified of, it's the Bucks. It's honestly the Bucks, just because
they're scary.
The Celtics have like this crazy depth, like where they, their supporting cast outside of the Jays could be a fantastic team without those guys.
Playoff caliber, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so too. But then the Bucks have something that almost no other team has anymore, which is like kind of a legitimate big three. Like if Middleton returns to his health, Middleton, Giannis, and Holiday is like super annoying to go against.
I remember, and they didn't even have Middleton last year. Middleton's that guy that always, I feel, goes off on the Celtics, but then again, every team feels like that. And then Holiday's, he had that block against Smart that really made me mad in Game 5, I think it was. So yeah, I mean, oh man. See, when you say big three, like I typically I think of like the classic big three where it's like three future Hall of Famers. I don't know if like Holiday or Middleton will be Hall of Famers. Giannis definitely already will. But they are a dangerous big three. Like they are a big three of 2023 type of thing.
Oh yeah. When I say big three, I think like Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle type shit. That's what the Bucks got going on. Which obviously, Giannis is clearly Beyonce. Like Giannis,
clearly Beyonce,
100% Beyonce. And then I don't know. Like I think pre-injury, Middleton is Kelly Rowland, and Holiday would have been Michelle. But now, since the injury, I think Holiday kind of crept up into Kelly territory. He's like probably the second best player on the team.
Damn, Alex. I didn't know you could get down like that.
Fucking who knows how your angels get down like that.
Oh man. Yeah. Whereas like an assembled big three would normally be like, you know, Beyonce, and then you throw, and then Rihanna signed a free agent contract with the team. And then they made a trade to put Cardi B on the team or something like that. Yeah. Celine Dion. Jeez. I was trying to say current for the kids, but
Adam Silver would shut that down right away. That would be like
he'd
that Chris Paul trade. He'd be like, nah.
that would get vetoed quick.
For real. Yeah, the Bucks are scary. They're on like if they won tonight, which I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, they did. They beat Brooklyn tonight, so I'm pretty sure that makes it a 15-game winning streak. So
15.
You know, in context, it took a 15-game winning streak to pass the Celtics record-wise. So, like, that says a lot. That says a lot right there. We'll see what happens, and then Philly. I'm just not that scared of Philly. Just not that. I don't know what it is about them.
I'm not either. There's a lot of like hype about them, and like when when they do the new like the weekly rankings, and like Philadelphia's been creeping up the weekly rankings. Like I'm like I don't see it. Especially I mean I did just see them get beat by Boston, but so I'm kind of like I'm biased, but like
and then Miami just beat them yesterday. So
is that true? See that
we're not even good. Miami's not even that good right now. So come on.
But no, I don't get it either. I mean, I think once the playoffs hit, they're just going to be the normal 76ers. Like Embiid's going to choke against someone who plays really good defense against him. He'll have like one really good game where he goes off for like 40 points or something.
See, that's how I feel about Harden. I like Embiid a lot. I feel like Embiid is just unlucky. Like Harden's the choke guy. Like because they have so much resting on his shoulders. Like if he's part of the reason why they feel like they could win it all, then that's not good enough for me because I've only ever seen him like just crumble in the playoffs.
I don't think he cares that much. Like, I mean, he should be. I mean, Embiid's your go-to guy, but Harden has the ability to like take over a game if you really wanted to. So and he's been to the playoffs. He's been deep in the playoffs before. Shoot, the man's been in the finals before, so he should. I don't know. I mean, he like if Embiid even has like one off night because he's going up against like some big centers or something by like the names of Al Horford and Robert Williams or something along those lines. Like Harden should be able to like just take that game over, but I don't know. I something about him just says he doesn't care.
Yeah, I think the league as a whole is a little tired of his ass. Like, well, not tired of. I mean, I don't want to discredit what he's done in the past, like in the regular season. What he's done in the past and this year, all his whole career in the regular season, awesome. Would I take that guy on my team? Hell yeah, I would take that guy on my team. But then when it comes to the playoffs, though, he doesn't really have it. And then also, he's been doing this for a while now. I wouldn't say he's like prime Harden right now. And so, that's a lot resting on Embiid's shoulders. I just don't like Harden. And I like Embiid. I like PJ Tucker. I like Maxey. I think Maxey has a bright future.
Maxey's great. Yeah. I
kind of feel like I don't understand how Doc gets so much props all the time because I feel like a lot of teams ever since he left Boston, he'll be on a good team and they'll be like doing pretty good because they'll have good players, but the fan base wants to fire him. And like, that's how I don't know. I always hear Philly fans talking about how they don't really like him. And I don't know. I'm just not worried about them. Then you got Cleveland. I think it's a great team, but I think they just need reps, This is like their first year as a real threat. And I could see them, their lack of experience in the playoffs. Like I could see that mattering.
I think it's going to bite them. Yeah. I think like if things stay the way they are, like New York would probably beat them, to be honest, like in a first round series. So yeah, I don't see them going too far either. They just, And it's not even like Donovan Mitchell's fault or anything. It's just, you know, it's their, like you said, first year, and they're gelling, but their future is bright for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell is definitely Beyonce on that team. Kelly is for sure Garland. And then Michelle is, what's his name? Mobley. Mobley has a crazy bright future. That dude's kind of scary to watch sometimes. He looks like otherworldly sometimes.
The fact that you know the name of Destiny's third child, and the fact that I even call her the third child, is that's amazing.
No, I mean, every dynasty like has to pay a price. You know, like there were two other children of Destiny that were cast aside, so Kelly, Michelle, and Beyonce could fly. You know, and so that, I guess that's like, you know, that's what all these teams are dealing with. Like the Mavs trading all those people for Kyrie. It's like Destiny's Child getting rid of those two girls. I don't even know their name. I think one of them was like Latavia or something. I can't remember the other one. But they can't.
It's another question for ChatGPT.
Yeah. ChatGPT turns out to be the fifth one.
Yeah. Hey, long as they're getting paid, that's they earned it.
I know. But yeah, and you know, you want to know who's like other than my own favorite team, the Miami Heat, the only team pissing me off more than my own favorite team right now is the New York Knicks, man. The New York Knicks, because they're doing great. They're doing so good. And as a Heat fan, it's just it sucks, dude. Like they're like right before the All-Star break, they were below the Heat in the standings, and now they're on like a winning streak. The Heat went on a losing streak. Like Randall dropped like 45 the other night. They're having all this wholesome shit, like you know, making fun of Tatum for getting ejected, and like cheering on, making Thibodeau actually listen to their fans and put Derrick Rose in. Like they're having a fucking blast, and I'm fucking pissed about it.
Well, wait. Were you this mad when they like first made the playoffs? Like, what was it, like 2 years ago or something? Like for the first time in a long time?
No, that's great. That's all fun and cute. It's just a problem because they're doing better than Miami. I can't have that. I can't be.
I see. Okay. I mean, you know, most of the, you know why? It's because most of the population of Miami came from New York anyways.
Exactly.
So
we have a big rivalry. Like there's Heat games in Madison Square Garden where you can hear "Let's Go Heat" chants, and vice versa. There's Knicks games in Miami where you're like, where the hell did all these Knicks fans come from? But it just pisses me off. They have way too many fans for like I've never seen them do shit in my life. Like, come on, y'all. But no, the Heat have been like super disappointing this year. It's been like up and down, mostly down. They're only 2 games behind the Knicks, but still, it's been rough.
I mean, I'm still like, I mean, they're still playoff worthy, and they always kind of kick things up a notch. I mean, if you want to be disappointed because like last year they were like first in the East, basically at the end of the season, first in the East. No, okay, don't fight the messenger. I'm just saying, like, but I mean, I don't know. They didn't do any. I don't remember, but I don't think they did anything to like improve upon last year's performance.
And it's fucking annoying, man.
That's why you're mad. Okay, yeah, okay.
They didn't sign anyone over the summer. They lost. Yeah. They let PJ Tucker go, right? And then
that was big, actually.
That was huge. And then they're like, we're running it back with no power forward. We got a guy who has largely played like shooting guard, small forward. He's now Caleb Martin. He's our starting power forward. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's why we got Kevin Love in the buyout market, so we could actually have someone play the 4 for the first time all year. Then they go to the trade deadline. The deadline passes, and they don't even make a single trade. And the trade that they made, they traded their backup center, Dwayne Edman and a second round pick for just straight cash. And it's like, and it was like super disappointing because he was only even signed to begin with on such a big deal. I think it was about $10 million because the idea was, let's package him with someone else so we could do a trade, and then we end up having to give up an asset, like a second round pick, just to we had to pay the Spurs, like, here, take the second round pick, please take this guy because we don't want him anymore. Which, to be fair, that was the best move they made all year. He's fucking sucked. But he was like minus 100, literally. Like, you could look it up. He's like aggregate plus minus for the year is like, whoa, dude. Like, he plays for the other team. But yeah, man, it's been a disappointing year. So then they fail to make any trades. Then, okay, finally do something that's like at least some semblance of positivity. Oh, we got Kevin Love, like the skeleton corpse of Kevin Love, and fucking Cody Zeller, the guy who he looks like a fucking a math teacher that just got tenured, like, for he's about to retire. I don't even know. Outside of the being 7 feet tall thing. But like,
leave Cody Zeller alone. You're bullying. You're bullying a 6'11".
But yeah, so we're actually happy as fuck about this. And then they come out and lose. They get destroyed by the Bucks, which, to be fair, the Bucks are on a tear right now, 15 games in a row.
Yeah.
But they get absolutely obliterated. I don't think anyone it was the worst loss of the season. I don't think anyone had really beat them like that all year. And then they lose to the Hornets. And so it was like,
that one's big.
So they really needed that win yesterday against Philly. Like, they squeaked out a win against Philly, and it was like, oh, thank God, like, we have something. Like, it's not, because the Heat fans are ready to, like, just pack it in for the year, basically. Like,
really?
Yeah, they're spoiled. I got to admit, as a Heat fan myself, most of my brethren are younger than me, and they don't remember like Tim Hardaway and Zoe and shit.
Oh,
they think we're supposed to have like LeBron all the time. Shit.
Yeah, it's true. I was gonna say, like, as the maybe they how we said they didn't sign any like big name free agents. Maybe they maybe they tried to and just failed, and like it wasn't made. It wasn't put out there. You know what I mean? Like, maybe like has the sheen worn off? Like, is there something? I mean, I don't think there's anything like toxic about being. I mean, they have a pretty good culture. I mean, Heat culture, #Heat culture, as I always hear. Same coach, like, and I think Butler's pretty widely respected. Like, is there any reason why somebody may not want to go there?
Oh, I think like since we're only talking about last summer and then up to this trade deadline. We're really talking about, at least for a lot of the Heat fans, we're really talking about trades. And we've known Pat Riley to make ballsy trades. Like, when the team needs to be shaken up, he'll do it. He'll make the trade. And just nothing has happened. But to your point, they have tried to do things. And what a lot of the fans are frustrated with is it kind of feels like they've put all their eggs in the basket of like trying to get Kevin Durant, trying to get like Damian Lillard, trying to get Giannis. Like, when really, it turns out, whole time, all we needed was Cody Zeller. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're loving Cody Zeller. Like, he's playing great. He's playing great. But no, yeah, I think the fans are upset that they've been prioritizing like trying to get a huge whale kind of player. Instead of getting just some good role players to put around the guys that you already have. We made it to the finals 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and then we were within one shot of making it again last year. So it's not like it's not like we're fucking around. Like, we don't need to like do a drastic change. We just need some better role players. And I say we because I'm a part of the Miami Heat organization. conversation.
Yeah, so I heard. I mean, when you look at their, I mean, it's funny because like on paper, like I mean, we know what Bam can do. Jimmy is like the glue, but he can go off and score anytime he wants. Is Victor Oladipo? Well, see, Lowry hasn't panned out, and Oladipo hasn't panned out, and that's what I think is really hurting you. Yeah,
yeah. The Oladipo, not, I wouldn't even say he's not panning out because he's never been signed to more than a minimum, so he's always been low risk, like high reward. You know what I mean? Like if, for all we knew, he was never going to see the court again. He's actually contributing. So I feel like anything Oladipo gives is a plus. Lowry, on the other hand, is like he's making like $30 million damn near, and to put up like 6 and 5 or some bullshit like that. It's like, what, dude? And I really like him as a player, but he's like 37 years old, and I just wish he didn't make that much money. And I understand the whole like, why do I care about how much money he makes? Here's why I care about how much money he makes. In a perfect world, I would love for Kyle Lowry to make a fucking $1 billion and put up 6 points and 5 assists. Fuck yeah, let's fucking go. But there's a fucking thing called the salary cap. And because he makes so much money, we are crippled, man. Like we can't sign anyone else to help out the team when you have so much money. Then you throw in Duncan Robinson, who was basically he's the fastest in NBA history to like, I think it's like 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, all the way up to 800 threes. Gets a $15 million per year contract. And now it's like the dude can't shoot his way out of a paper bag, man. Like he's out of the rotation. And so when you take those two guys together, that's damn near $45 million. That's like fucking more than LeBron. And we're sitting there, we're spending more than LeBron for like 7 points and 6 assists. You know, it's like that's what screwed us over.
You're wasting Jimmy Butler's time is what you're doing.
Exactly. And then you throw that into the mix. You're absolutely right. Like Jimmy's not getting any younger. He's clearly a fucking badass. Why would you waste these precious like last seasons of his prime, you know?
But I mean, he probably asked for he kind of like secretly runs stuff, right? Like him and Pat Riley see eye to eye. So he asked for Kyle Lowry, right?
He did.
And he was down with probably giving Duncan Robinson all kinds of money, right?
I mean, so I think most everyone was down with paying Duncan. And I think they paid him a little more than what fans would have wanted. But if he simply just maintain, even if he didn't even improve, if he just maintained the level he was at, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But he's regressed, man, like so hard that Spo, they beat Philly yesterday. Duncan Robinson 0 minutes, perfectly healthy. And Spo loves him, you know. So for Spo to not play him, it's like, damn, bro, like you gotta. I don't know, but yeah, that's the end of my heat, right? It's like a heat therapy session. It's been a very opposite year for our teams because y'all, the Celtics, you guys it's like fucking awesome. Like you guys are kicking ass, except for against the Knicks yesterday, which also pissed me off.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I mean, I don't know. The first technical on Jason Tatum shouldn't have happened. He got pushed in the back. And then the second one, I think, was just him being upset. But I mean, because of the All-Star game, he hasn't been home in like 2 weeks. So he said he misses his bed and misses his son. So I don't know. It's whatever.
Get this man Tatum stat. Get this man some time with his son. I thought it was funny. He said he tried to compliment the ref. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's he's finally developing a sense of humor, and I love it actually because he's very like dry. He's got like the God's will tattoo on his back and everything. He just kind of like he never like gets out of his shell. He just kind of like scores the ball and complains a little bit to the refs here and there, a little too much in my opinion. But like now he's getting spicy. Now he's like I think he feels like he's earned something where he can just talk back a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a reputation of he's got some stature in the league now. He's not just some kid dunking on LeBron to everyone's surprise.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's not just some kid dunking on LeBron is an interesting sentence, but yeah. I'm with you.
I'll just never forget that playoff series where the young Celtics with Brad could have beat the Cavs and gone to the finals. And they had that game 7, and he had that dunk on LeBron. Like, that was absolutely epic.
That was a great game, and they would have ended up playing, I believe, the 73-9 Warriors, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would have been nice to see them go because they were just, I don't know. It's a what if scenario, like what could have happened. I mean, I feel like the Warriors would have just that Warriors team would have blown them out, and I don't know, maybe they wouldn't have, but I mean, I don't know.
I have a vague memory of when that happened. Fucking with you and telling you, making you think about the OKC Thunder versus the Heat, how they never made it back again.
Exactly.
How maybe they'll never reach that height again. But it's kind of funny how time passes and their trajectory.
And they're back.
They made it back. They actually made it farther. They actually made it last year. So now again with Tatum, at least
with the same core for the most part too.
Yeah, with Tatum and Brown, they not so much. I don't feel the same kind of put up or shut up, but I do kind of feel like for them too, on a different level, kind of like I was saying about Jokic, is like for Jokic, I would like to see him just make it, just do what the Celtics did last year, even. But
just make it, yeah.
But for Tatum and Brown, it's time to do it. It's time to seal the deal.
It's win now mode. I was surprised. I kind of expected some sort of trade at the trade deadline, but I think Brad didn't want to give Brad. I'm sorry. I think Brad didn't want to give up on any depth, so he was kind of fine with things the way they were. So
yeah, I think they were smart about it. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good.
I'm happy. I just want it all. I want it. I mean. I'm not saying it has to happen this year, but man, this year would be a great year to do it.
Yeah, and I think they're even better than last year. You look at the Warriors, their opponent from the finals last year. I know that you could point to Steph's injury as to why they're having the troubles that they're having, but honestly, before he even got hurt, they've been treading water this whole time. And meanwhile, the Celtics have actually improved. You got Brogdon in the mix. I feel
Brogdon's great.
Yeah, I feel like there's even somebody else I'm not thinking of that wasn't there last year.
Hauser's kind of cool. Hauser's kind of cooled down a little bit. The 3-point white guy off the bench, but I think he'll find his shot again. Yeah, he had a really, really hot start to the season. And I think teams kind of figured him out a little bit, but got a quick release, a high release. I mean, he's just a great guy to have off the bench. And Derek White apparently has found some sort of something deep within him that he has all-star caliber scoring. So yeah,
it's true. He's it turns out his forehead's a solar panel, and he's just you can't stop that guy.
His forehead is a plus 100 every game. So
plus 5.
Yeah, plus 5 and it's a plus 4. Honestly, when it comes to the Warriors, I don't care why they're losing. Fuck them. I don't just let them lose. I don't care. Yeah,
it's true. They can afford. They'll be okay.
Yeah, you're over here well, Steph's injury, and I'm I don't care. Lose it. Keep losing. I don't care. Miss the playoffs. I don't care. Just don't get in. I feel like if the Celtics go to the finals, which I'm confident about, I think they can beat any team in the West that makes it there. So, except maybe the Warriors.
Yeah, once we start talking teams on the level of Boston and Milwaukee, and maybe the Nuggets, and it's just a personal thing. I can't do it until I see them do it. But those types of teams, they can beat anyone on any given night, for sure. Picture this: NBA Finals Game 7, 2 seconds left. Celtics up by 1. Kawhi Leonard going to take a midi to win it all. And what do you see lurking from the shadows, just fucking rising like a phoenix from the rim? The fucking cornet contest. Shutting it fucking down. And that's it. Celtics win.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Oh man.
The cornet contest could be the Havlicek stole the ball of the modern era.
It could be. I want to hear, if I can hear Mike Breen say bang when Cornette jumps from like 10 feet away from a person straight up in the air. Oh man, it would just make my day.
It's true. That shit was pretty hot like earlier in the season. It's not getting as much talk, but I'm sure there's actual numbers to back it up.
There were numbers to back it up, because what he's doing is like, he's not going to close out. He's too like tall and slow to close out on somebody. So instead of making the effort to close out, save your energy, jump a few feet back, and just cover up the rim with your long arms and stuff.
Yeah, there's a photo of like almost, it's like an almost good perspective from what you would see if you were the 3-point shooter. And it's pretty fucked up. Like, it's weird. You know, I can't say it wouldn't fuck me up. Like if I tried to shoot.
Good luck to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I guess now that you're expecting it, it might not, you know, you might just be like, oh, whatever. But like, if you didn't know he was going to try that, like it would fuck you up. It would fuck you up. And, or if you forgot during the course of the game and then you see this guy do that, it's jarring. He's blocking, he's obscuring your view. You know, it's like,
do you think the novelty of it is worn off? Because I can't think of somebody who's tried to do that before.
No, I can't think of it neither. I think the novelty of it has worn off, but I also think it's still worth doing. Like, I just don't think it's funny anymore. Like, because it's actually happening and working.
Yeah.
Even Porzingis.
Actually, it is still kind of funny if we're making jokes about it.
No, that is true. It'll always be funny. But I'm pretty sure Porzingis earlier in the season, they had played the Celtics and they asked him about it, and he was like, "Shit, if he keeps it up, I might have to start doing this."
Yeah.
That's cool, and you love to see it. I kind of like him a lot. Just do you remember that play he had?
Cornette?
Yeah. Do you remember that play he had where it was like a 180 alley oop? And even he couldn't believe that he made it. And he had this look on his face like, oh my gosh.
He's a funny dude. Like he looks like Dracula, but he'll go out there and he'll like he knows he's like the corniest like dude on the team. So he like buys into it a little bit. Like he just kind of like does these weird like celebrations when he comes down the court and everybody's like laughing. They would be laughing at him, but because he leans into it, they're laughing with him. So yeah, that's what you like about it. Plus he actually kind of played well in Robert Williams' absence. So
yeah, he played real time on a team that is one of the best teams in basketball. Like that's more than most basketball players ever do. So you gotta give credit, like you would say. But no, when I saw that play where he had that alley and the look on his face, like he instantly won me over. I thought that was hilarious. And he calls the cornet contest the Clips, which is a far better name, but it'll never catch on because he's Luke Cornett and probably no one's ever even heard that.
Wait, what does he call it?
The Eclipse.
Oh, the Eclipse. Yeah. That's a badass name.
It's way cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it sound awesome.
Oh man. And if they go to the finals against Kawhi Leonard, they'll be playing the Clippers and he'll eclipse the Clipper Kawhi Leonard for the final. Oh man. I mean, stop
Who
it.
has
I think you just like
meniscus. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting the tea leaves here. Celtics might win it all, man. I don't know.
Against LA too. Oh,
just
man,
figured it out.
Beautiful.
You heard it here first. LA Clippers versus
also
Celtics finals.
All 7 of you heard it, but this is alternate reality free ballers. So I don't know. This could be. I don't know what's going on in main Earth, but
Yeah, this is Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Straight mid. Middle Earth is like
straight,
not the best,
straight
but
mid.
it's not the worst.
I'll tell you what, this Earth it's been pretty mid lately, but that's for my news podcast.
Oh man, shit. Yeah. You got the Westbrook experiment going on with the Clippers. That would be pretty funny. It wouldn't be funny. It would be like a redemption arc for Westbrook if they could actually win it all with him, and he never even had to leave town. You know, like and then
That is kind of nice. Yeah, I think that's his thing now. Is that he wants to stay in Southern California at all costs.
Yeah, yeah. You know, his Lakers experience, as much as he did play shitty, and he is Russell Westbrook, and he's kind of nuts on the court sometimes. He's also, you know, a Hall of Famer, and we've also seen him really tear it up. I don't think that it was all his fault that they sucked, because they still suck.
The Lakers? No. The Lakers? No, absolutely not. He, you know, it's funny. Every like NBA fan misses the Russell Westbrook that played in OKC. I low key missed the Russell Westbrook that had like a season in with the Wizards. To be very honest,
that was cool. That was a fun one. That was a fun one.
They were like, I mean, he like dragged them to the playoffs basically, and you know he got like credit for doing that. And I think he was still doing triple double type numbers when he was with them too.
I think so.
I mean, that's the guy I miss. The guy who like he's like a take charge guy, and he just kind of like, you know, he says, well, I'm at least the second best player on this team, so I'll do something.
Yeah, that was a badass season for him too, because that was one of those years where like the first half of the year they sucked, and then they just caught fire. Like he like picked them up, lifted them up into the playoffs. Yeah,
they're a scary team actually. The Clippers. Now that you put it that way.
I mean, shoot, you got Kawhi, Paul George, Norman Powell, Russell Westbrook. Shoot.
And you have those like role like Covington is on there, Batum is still there.
You got Eric Gordon.
Yep. Yeah, that's big.
Marcus
Morris, of course.
You know, not a bad coach.
Yeah, that's a scary team.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do.
I was surprised they gave up on John Wall so quickly, but
yeah, I know there was all these like feel good stories and shit. And then I don't think anybody had signed him, man. And I feel kind of bad because I remember. I'm gonna fact check that real quick. It's the only thing I've fact checked this whole time. But I remember hearing that he went through a pretty deep depression, and like when he couldn't play all those years when he was hurt. So I was like, man, that kind of sucks. Yeah. No one has signed him.
Damn, that could be an interesting. I mean, he's still got a lot in the tank. I feel.
I didn't think he was that bad, you know. Yeah, it's tough, man, because there's so many up and coming young guys that even if you're a bad team, probably rather develop a young guy than just hand it over to John Wall, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, he's worthy of a spot though on any team.
I think so.
To be honest,
I think so. Yeah. I think so. We're talking about a former first overall pick, 2010 draft. He was the first overall pick.
They sent him back to Houston, and then he just got waived by them, basically.
Yeah, and like a week before that happened, he did a podcast interview, and he was talking about how dark it was, like to be on Houston and how shitty it was. And then they they traded his ass right back.
Jesus.
But Houston did the right thing and bought him out, you know, so he could have an opportunity to play somewhere else. And no one has signed him yet, man. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer for him.
I'll bet he's asking for a lot because I mean he had like an albatross of a contract, if I remember correctly, that was like tough to, well, not tough to move. I mean, teams will always find a way to move a contract. Doesn't matter how big it is, but he had a pretty big contract coming out of Washington, so I think that was kind of why he kind of jumped around. But I mean, somebody's gonna pick him up. I feel like a team like Atlanta would pick him up or something like that. You know, I don't know.
I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him on a team still in the playoffs because you just have to be cut by tomorrow, March 1st, which is now today for me, at least on the East Coast over here.
Yeah.
If you're cut by March 1st, then you're eligible for the playoffs. Some people think that you have to be signed by today, but that is not the case. So as the teams get further kind of weeded out and teams, there's a clearer picture of who's making it and who's not making it. Like, hell yeah, why it couldn't hurt to put John Wall on your team. Like, because imagine if like you're in some crazy situation where your starting point guard and your backup point guard get hurt or something.
Yeah.
You couldn't have John Wall, or why would you, why would you want to do that? Like,
that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, I don't know. I just feel like he's still got so much talent, even if he's only 32. Like, he's got some time, like, and he's still so good. Like, his highlights in Washington were just amazing to watch. And like, I just feel like, man, put him on. But I think, I don't know. He's kind of a big, I don't know. He takes up a lot of space. I feel he eats up a lot of the ball time. I don't know. I don't know.
He might.
I'm surprised Mark Cuban hasn't signed him.
He might be Latavia. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Oh no.
Where he just had to get. He can't. Like he was a part of some good teams, but they might all have their greatest successes like after he left.
And they kind of probably would have been good without him anyways. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking more of Destiny's Child right now.
I mean, maybe they need to sign him to a 10-day.
Oh my God. If John Wall's on Destiny's, I mean, that's your big three right there.
Yeah. I think we're close to wrapping it up here, but before we go, a couple other things worthy. Did you see Dame drop 71? That was pretty.
Oh, hell yeah, I did. Yeah. It just make, like, every time he does something like that, every person I talk to that watches the NBA, we're just like, why doesn't Portland just help this man out, man? Like, he's so loyal. Give this man something, anything. Seriously,
and they're always asking him loyalty-based questions. Taking the media just because like everybody wants him to be like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he's a consummate professional, and he had a really great answer just yesterday where he essentially was like, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. He literally used Westbrook as an example. And he was like, look at what happened to Westbrook. Like, we're talking about an MVP, guy averaged a triple-double, but loved on the Thunder. He decides to ask for a trade. Next thing you know, he's on his like 15 in 4 years kind of thing, and like people talking all this trash about him. Nobody values him the way that the Thunder used to. So he had a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not a bad point. But I mean, there's got to be an example out there, the exact opposite, where a guy left the team and like the grass literally was greener on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Chris Paul, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Exactly. It's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of people.
Sometimes, like he said, the grass isn't always greener, which by definition means sometimes it is greener. Like sometimes you move and it's a much better situation.
Fucking breaking news. We just deciphered it. He said it isn't always greener on the other side. That basically, you heard it here first, folks. David Lillard admits that the grass is greener sometimes on the other side. That's really what he was saying at the core of it.
Oh, you had me there for a second. I'm like, but where's all this news?
No, yeah, but it would be cool to see him win it. If Steph Curry didn't exist, he might be the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. You know what I mean? Yeah. What sucks is probably if Steph Curry and Clay didn't exist, then he'd probably be the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Honestly, I'm kind of with you there.
He does Steph and Clay type shit that because he wasn't on the Warriors and on the winning on these championships, people forget, but it's not because of any lack of effort on his part.
And the thing is, it would be so perfect for him to be on the Warriors because he's like from Oakland and everything. It'd just be like a hometown guy and all that stuff. Man.
True. That's true. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Watch these guys in your hometown like doing what you do.
And
like having all this fun.
I mean, do you think he actually? I mean, do you think he likes maybe Portland? I've never been. Maybe Portland's just so awesome. He just loves being there.
Yeah, like does Damian Lillard even like Fred Armisen? Like, does he even think Fred Armisen's funny at all? Like, I don't even know.
What does Portland have to offer besides Fred Armisen? Like, I mean, is it like heroin needles on the ground? Like, I don't know what else is there.
Damn, there definitely is. There definitely is. It's fucked up, but it's true though. But
it's the strip club scene, right? And like, is it because they have them like more strip clubs per capita or something?
They do. But yeah,
I'm saying Harden for Lillard straight up.
It would be cool to see him actually do it there the way that Giannis did in Milwaukee. It's just not looking good, you know. They
not looking good.
They don't often like give him the help he needs, and the clock is ticking. It's the Dame time clock is
you know,
it's fucking it's unlimited time. Like,
yeah, it's like the scientists have moved it to midnight, or what's the doomsday clock or something like that.
Yeah, for real.
The Damesday clock. Yeah,
it's on the 11th hour of Dame.
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, 32. Like, he has to kind of like, I don't know. I feel like people have said it before, but like, he's got to really like, do I really need to be with Portland? Like, I've done everything. I mean, if he left now, nobody would blame him. Nobody would blame him.
Oh no, yeah.
Portland would still love him.
Yeah, it turns out Dame time, that clock is actually it's an hourglass, and you know, that's it. We're down to like the last 20% of the grains, bro. Like, yeah, it's the oh man. So I just saw a couple grains slip through. Like just now. After he scored 71, man, he looked tired, bro. He didn't even look happy. He was just like,
yeah, he
doesn't have to do this.
He doesn't smile much. You remember that one game winner against OKC? He just like stared at the camera with a blank face. So
for real.
Yeah,
that 71 for him hit different than it did for Donovan Mitchell. Like the Dame 71, he was just like, man, like you can't help but feel like he don't want to have to score 71 anymore.
No, hell no. Yeah.
What else we got? I mean, other than that, not a whole lot. Thank you for listening to all of our episodes this season, Free Ballers Nation.
Thanks, y'all.
They're all like, what? All five of y'all. Yeah, it's been a big year. Moved across the country. I'm up in Detroit. Basketball. It's done change, but you know, Free Ballers always going to be here for y'all.
Hell yeah!
You always got a ball to lean on.
That's a
free ball.
That's a weird thing to say, man. Yeah.
Or two. And I think I'll see myself out. Thank you.
Yeah, this is ChatGPT John, and I will see you later. I never learned to love.